Okay, so after practicing a few of those high pulls, you should feel quite warm and ready for action now, ready for the next step in our little program, which is the clean, which is that point when you get the bar up onto your chest and shoulders, where you rack that bar up, you know? So we're gonna go from that high pull movement into a clean. Now this is where the whole exercise starts to get a little bit trickier, but it's still quite easy, alright? So all you're doing is adding a little bit of an extra movement to that high pull exercise. If you've got that explosiveness to spring the weight up like that from the high pull, you'll be able to get your arms under it and catch it, okay? Now, the other thing as well, with this exercise, it requires a lot of shoulder mobility to rack the bar up properly. You want to have your elbows out in front of you, okay? You want to be able to rack that bar up right across your chest, alright? You don't want to have your elbows down and your hands are straight like this. It's going to put a lot of strain on your wrist. You want to, as that bar comes up, you want to get your elbows out in front of you so you can sit that bar on your chest comfortably. So it's good to practice your front squats with your elbows out in that position as well. Now, as you come up from that high pull position, and you can see in the videos here, as the bar comes up, what you're going to do is slowly drop, well not slowly, you're going to quickly drop your body down into a squat and then push your elbows out in front of you, okay? So you're going to roll the bar, roll your hands and elbows under the bar so the bar stays in the same place. Roll your hands and elbows under the bar so you can rack that bar up on your chest. So you should catch the bar in kind of a half squatted position, and then from there just stand up straight. Okay, so you've got your bar cleaned. You've cleaned the bar up off the floor. Now from this position, a lot of people, if they're not used to the movement, will just kind of sloppily let the bar drag down their body and just along their chest and stomach. Don't do that. You kind of want to be in control of the bar still from that racked position. Bounce and roll the bar over, roll your arms and elbows over the bar, because the bar should be working up and down in one straight line. Bounce and roll your arms and elbows over the bar, and then bring it down in front of your waist and then lower it down to the floor properly, okay? Bend your knees, lower it down. So, from that, I guess that's the main point to take away from this, because it's kind of easy to rack it up into that position, I find with a lot of people. But getting that skill and comfortable movement of lowering the bar back down to the floor is probably the trickier part, okay? So, we'll go through it again. As you come up, clean the bar up, drop into your squat and get your arms and elbows out in front of you. Once you've racked it there, stand, hold for a second, and then roll your arms and elbows over and bounce the weight back down to the floor. Easy. If you are struggling with that mobility in your shoulders, we've got a video at the end of all this which addresses a few common faults with the clean and jerk. Have a look on there. There's a couple of stretches and foam rolling exercises you can do to improve that mobility and get that extra oomph out of get that movement out of your elbows and your arms. Enjoy. Okay, so with your clean, before you clean that bar up onto your chest and shoulders, there's a slight variation on how you do that high pull movement. Now, if you remember from the last video, we told you how to do the high pull, and as you bounce the bar up towards your waist, you give a little bit of a kick from your hips and your heels spring up off the floor. That bounce through your body gives that extra kick, gives that extra explosiveness to make the bar bounce up that little bit higher. Now, as you're about to clean the bar and your hips shoot forwards, you're going to kind of knock your thighs into the bar. Your hips are going to shoot forwards enough for your thighs to almost bounce the bar up towards your chest. Just after your thighs have knocked the bar, you can see in the clip here, just after your thighs hit the bar, you drop down into the squat. As you're squatting down, your elbows will roll underneath, as we just spoke about, and catch that bar up on your chest. So remember that movement from your hips as well. Your hips spring forward, your heels come up, just like in the high pull. Your thighs bang onto the bar, you drop down into your squat, and you stand up from that squat position with your elbows up nice and tall.